I ain't been on it. You know what I'm talking about. Hey.
Hey, sister.
I'm just scratching like a... Y'all have to forgive me. When my chin hairs grow back in, it is itching.
Tomorrow's haircut day too.
Go ahead and start sharing, please.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do.
And welcome to Moss Mill Live, or welcome to the replay. If you would, please go ahead and share. If you are a first-time visitor, please say hello in the comments so that we can recognize you. And we'll be getting started momentarily. She asked me what's in the cup, sister.
Huh? Or do you like I do mama, huh?
Hello, everybody that's coming in. Thank you for joining us in the mail room. If you would, please go ahead and share the link to the live. We just got a few more seconds and we'll get right into it. Thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in. All right. Hello. What's going on, everybody? It is time for Moss Mill Live once again. And you going the wrong direction. You always got to do something while we get to the introduction to try to throw me off.
Go ahead.
Now I see how Larry Reed feel with his helper outer. Anyway, what was I saying, y'all? Thank y'all for being here. You got anything you need to say?
Nope.
Okay. Thank y'all for being here. Share if this... No, that ain't right. Go ahead and share the link. Say hello if this is your first time joining us from Moss Mill Live in the mail room. Yeah. Say hello in the comments below. Let us know you were with us in the mail room so that we can shout you out. What's going on? We got 17 people viewing. That's a wonderful miracle, ain't it? All right. You got anything you need to say?
Yeah. I said the announcement. That's what I was going to say. Are as follows. I think that's what you were saying. Subscribe on Facebook, YouTube. If you have a pressing conversation or topic, you can hit us up or email us on officialmossmill@gmail.com. If you would like to purchase a t-shirt, I had somebody approach me today about them. We do sell the t-shirts. You just send us a message through the messenger on Moss Mill Live, or you can send us an email and we'll be glad to get you a t-shirt and provide you the information for the t-shirts. What else? We got some events coming soon. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say. And the book it's almost there.
Last stages, we got to edit it. We got to have it edited. The covers are done. The front and back covers are done. So yeah, it's just a matter of going through this final edit and deciding on a release date, y'all. So thank you for rocking with us through this whole project. I promise you, if you know me, I stand by my word. I promise you, you're going to need to get this book. It's going to be informational, educational. It's going to be very funny. So you know me, I always like to put a twist on stuff. So you are going to enjoy. You'll probably find yourself laughing out loud, throughout reading the book. So I'm excited about that. I don't know if we're going to release the cover before we release the book and show people or not. I don't know. It just depends on how y'all participate, and we'll see. Again, if this is your first time in the mail room, please say hello in the comments. If you haven't, go ahead and share the link. What else? I think that was it. Just to highlight again what she said in reference to the event, we actually have a venue. We're not going to tell you in what city just yet. We are working out the details. As soon as the details are locked in, you will get the information. And we want every mail carrier to meet us in this city and to participate. That's why you're going to need your Moss Mill Live shirts, y'all. So go ahead and get that in. Hit us up. We have some on hand right now. You want to go ahead and let us know, hey, I want a shirt. You can go ahead and order your shirt so that we can get them printed up and get them to you so that when it's time for the event, you can come represent in your black and be sexy. All right. Let's see. Shout out to the people. Let me turn my head around. Shout out to the people. I'm going to try not to cuss this live, y'all. Shout out to the people who have made a decision to step outside of your comfort zone, take a leap of faith and do something different, and to explore something different that you're not usually accustomed to. So shout out to you for taking a chance and coming out of your comfort zone. I had an opportunity last Friday to be presented to me in the way of a job, and I took it. I mean, I applied for it. It came open. I took it, and Monday morning I started in a different department on my job. So it's different, but it's a good different. And so I just wanted to shout out the people who are willing to take a chance and do something different. It takes courage, it takes faith, it takes strength. So it takes you going against the grain sometimes. And yeah, but I believe that it's going to be well worth it. So, all right. All right. Are you going to read or you want me to read?
I can read.
Okay.
I don't know if we're still playing, but okay.
We ain't got no cutoff. It's still growing, so. All right, let's get into this email. You know how it is. Pull up, get your snack, get your drink, get you whatever you need, because this is going to be a ride. All right, let's go ahead and open up this mail.
All right, it says, Dear Brad and Terry, I hope this letter finds the two of you doing very well. Let me just get right to why I am emailing you. My husband and I have been married for 27 years, and our 3 adult children have not had any children. I think we did a pretty good job in raising them because all 3 are professionals, but having children seems not to be in the equation for them. Since our children are not trying to have us any grands, my husband and I have been trying to encourage my siblings' adult children to have some great nieces and nephews for us. One of my sisters got wind of the conversation we had with her son and daughter about having babies and now my sister won't talk to me. Were we that wrong for encouraging her kids to have babies? My husband and I both have baby fever. We are ready to see some little ones running around in our family. She told me to stay in my lane. What does that even mean? I don't see the big deal, but maybe you two can provide some insight. I don't think families should fall out over stuff like this. Sincerely, in need of grands and or greats.
All right, so tonight's topic, we're talking about baby fever in the family. And generally, you would think that baby fever would be between a husband. Oh, I was pointing at you. A husband and a wife.
No.
But in this particular scenario, from what I'm understanding, the baby fever is an aunt and an uncle who are wanting grandkids, apparently, or either great grand nieces and nephews.
Right.
So, yeah. So, let's talk about this. I believe that last week we talked about boundaries in relationships. So,
I guess it's another boundary.
Yeah. So this is kind of like tag teaming or piggybacking from last week's Moss Mail. But let's recap. So we have a couple that's been married 27 years, if I'm reading it correctly. And the subject of grandchildren came up. The couple has been together 27 years. They have 3 adult children who are professionals. But apparently it doesn't seem like having children is in their children's view right now. So, since their children not having any children, her husband and her have been encouraging her nieces and nephews, right, to have children. Now, nothing wrong with that, I don't guess. You know, it's nothing wrong with desiring to expand and grow the family and all that wonderful stuff. But the problem seems to occur when the sister heard about the conversation and what did she say?
Told her to stay in her lane.
Told her sister to stay in her lane, stay out her business. Don't be trying to push up on her children about having children or grandchildren. And so yeah.
So she feels like, was she wrong for encouraging her nieces and nephews to have babies? And why would her sister fall out with her about that?
And Deacon Mason, Patrick Mason, don't you do that. We're not going to rush through here. We're going to take our time like the Baptist preachers do.
And hurrah.
We're going to take our time on through here.
And hurrah.
So yeah, so let's talk about it. Was the sister out of line for approaching her nieces and nephews about having children? Her sister certainly feels like she was.
I would say yes. Especially if you know for a fact your children are not in a place to provide for kids, and you, because of your need, and you're wanting them to just bring a child on. That's being selfish on the one that's asking for her sibling kids to have kids. That's being selfish. Now the sister probably know where her children stand or where they are in life, and they're not ready for children. So why would you push your agenda on them when they're not in a place to? Yeah, I would say that's a problem. And the fact of she wanting her to stay in her lane is deal with your own children. Your own children don't worry about mine. Mine need to get their self together. Yours done got their self together. Let mine get their self together before you and your husband try to push your agenda on them.
And my thing is, okay, say if the kids do have children, Well, is them aunties and is that uncles? Are they gonna be helping with the upkeep and the caretake of the children? Are they gonna be
Right.
babysitting? To me, if we really peel back the layers and look at it a little bit deeper, I believe that possibly that there's a void in the lives of the aunt and the uncle, and they need to figure out what that is, because having their nieces or nephews have children, that ain't gonna fix that.
No.
That's not gonna fix that. So, I mean, I can see why the sister said stay in the lane, cause you out of order.
So for her to fall out, maybe falling out with you, unless this is a reoccurring event, like you are always doing something,
always butting in
and saying stuff and trying to control other people's family, then that's why I'm thinking she said stay in your lane.
Right.
Because it is a constant, ongoing thing with you. So it means take care of your home. Yeah. Stay over there at home and do what you need to do at home to get your relationship right. Instead of worrying about the relations of my children.
Right.
Or anything over here in my life. Because it really sounds like something...
There's another agenda.
Mm-hmm.
There's another agenda. There's a void. Mm-hmm. There's some things that need to be worked out on the other end. And I know that in families, at least... every family has that one overbearing aunt or overbearing uncle that seems to be the authoritative individual, the pushy, demanding person, or try to be. Mm-hmm. So, I'm not saying it's expected, but I mean, I'm sure that many people can relate to the pushiness of this aunt and uncle. However, I mean, you have to allow children time to grow and to develop and to explore and to experience and to experiment on their own. And when they ready for children or when they want children, it'll happen.
It will.
I mean, so many times, sometimes parents do that too. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, we're getting old and they experience that empty nest syndrome. That's and so, what we need some grandkids. We need some grandkids. Something just to occupy your time. Let me just tell y'all something. I love my children. I have 4 adult children. And we're not pushing any of our children to have any grands for us. Because number one, we are still living our lives. And number 2, we want them to get into a place where they are ready and they are responsible enough to handle the life and steering the life of another individual.
And also, they're at an age now, I think it's important for you to be able to live your best life and travel the world and do all those things. Because when you bring a child in, you want to have something to share with your children and say, I've been here and there, to give them some kind of aspiration to travel the world and do more than have babies.
Right. I mean, because had I known what I know now, I would have waited on the good children's.
I would have snuck and got some birth control.
We probably wouldn't have the Moss Nation at the level that we do now.
Right.
And I'm grateful for all of my children.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Just I'm grateful to God for all of them. They're all special, all loved, love them. But if I had it to do all over again, I would have waited and experienced and explored and accomplished some things before bringing other people in the world, because children are a lifelong investment.
They are.
They really are. And it takes a lot to raise a child. It takes a lot of funds, money. It takes a lot of time, attention, resources. It takes a whole lot. And I mean...
And although it's similar to having an animal, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Because with an animal, you can leave that animal.
Yeah.
And he's going to take care of himself. You might find pee and poop all over the floor. But for the most part, you can leave the animal caged up. A child you can't leave like that, although people have been leaving their children.
Yeah, that's true.
But you cannot leave an animal or leave a child caged up or just drop them off with somebody and go party. If you need to get that out of your system.
Party now. Party hard. Party long. Party strong. Do what you got to do.
Absolutely.
Drink. Do your drugs. I mean, all of that. Get it in, explore, experiment, do all the stuff you're going to do before you bring another life into your life.
Right.
So, yeah, I say that the aunt and uncle were out of line. And, you know, a lot of times people feel because they have some type of void in their life, then it gives them the permission to cross the lines and boundaries.
True.
To try to control somebody else's life and destiny, and that's not it.
And it's not fair.
No, it's not.
For you to, and like you were saying, with parents, they've done that where they live vicariously through their children's lives, and shouldn't do that, or vicariously through somebody else's life.
Right.
You know, that's crossing lines, and you need to allow people to make choices and decisions on their own. I mean, as parents, yes, we can give guidance, and we can give our opinion, and from our own experience, we can provide insight. But at the end of the day, we have to allow our children or our nieces and nephews or godchildren to make choices on their own.
Right. And my thing is this. As a parent, you see your children, you know your children. I don't care if you try to wink past what they do or their habits or their lifestyles or whatever, but we know our children. And you have to know that, hey, they're not ready for no children. They're not ready for the responsibility of a whole child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They're not even taking care of themselves.
They're not even taking care of themselves. They might not even be able to wipe good.
Oh my God.
You know, they might be wiping from the back to the front still.
Or wiping high.
Or wiping high. You know, so I mean, listen.
But you want to have a child and take care of it.
Yeah, so I mean, you got to know your lane and stay in it. You got to know your lane and stay in it.
Okay, I'm with you right there, Katia. We're not ready.
Right. I'm not ready to be no grandpa. I'm not ready to be nobody's pop yet.
I mean, even though we want our legacy to live on and all that, and
I do. I mean, I really do, but
I wouldn't put that on my children.
No, because
my nieces and nephews.
I mean, because my son. Let's see, if all of my daughters get married, they're going to more than likely take on a whole nother name, and their children are going to take on the name of their father.
Not our girls, but okay.
I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. We don't know.
That's what they say.
Okay, well, they're saying that right now. They don't know what they just trying to get through hot girl summer. They don't know what the hell. They don't know what the hell they talking about right now. So anyway. So it's really, left on my son to have children to carry, and sons to carry on, the name.
Right.
But I ain't out here telling my son, go ahead and have kids, go ahead and have babies and carry on. I mean, it is what it is. I know that regardless of that, I'm going to live on through them, regardless. So, I mean, it's not a rush. It's not a pressure. I want to see a certain level of stability and consistency in our children before they even start thinking about, having a family or a wife or husbands and children.
Right.
Get you a good career going, save and explore and see the world, see some stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. What's going on, Miss Friday? Thank you for joining.
Miss Booker.
and Miss Katia, the hemp lady. So yeah. So what do y'all think? What do y'all feel?
Are you that aunt and uncle?
Are you that aunt and uncle that's pressuring your nieces and nephews to have children?
Or even your own children?
Or yeah, or you know.
Are you pressuring your children?
Are you pressuring your children to have children? So you can have some grands running around. You know, we have plenty of nieces and nephews. All age ranges. We got a nice little nephew named Lincoln. He's a big boy too. Chunky. We got his sister Everly Mae. And we have Reagan. And who else? We got Tink Tink.
Tink Tink and Mari.
Mari and Max and
what's the girl's name is Amari.
Well, she's too small right now. And we got nieces and nephews that ain't had no kids yet. We have our own children that haven't had any children. So we got plenty of time. I ain't in no rush. I'm not in no rushes to be nobody's G-daddy. I told my kids, my grands is going to call me G-daddy. They was like, they're going to call you Paw Paw.
And I told them I was going to be honey. I'm always going to be honey.
So
they mad at us. You gonna be grandma and you gonna be no, they're gonna call me honey.
So, but again, it goes back to our conversation we had on last week about boundaries in family. How much influence should your parents, your sisters, your brothers Mason, you crazy. I need to get in touch with you. Pause, y'all. I need to get in touch with you anyway about something, but I'll probably hit you up after this. But yeah, what was I saying?
Oh
Lord, I don't remember either. But we have plenty time to get into all of that, you know. So
he was referring to, I guess, last week.
Oh, boundaries. Yeah. So you have to have those boundaries. I mean, set for your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, everybody, your auntie, your pastor, everybody. You have to set those boundaries and allow people to stay in their lanes and let it be what it is. Not to say that people can't have concerns, can't have desires or whatever, because they will, but I mean, you know, it is what it is.
So you have 7 grands. And see, I mean, you want that. I mean, you love them. And if our children had,
that's it. Listen, now I'm gonna be the best G daddy in the world. Now I'm gonna be him, but I'm gonna be him in season. I want to be him in season.
And right, you spoil them and you send them home. Now, Jeannie, that is a great idea. And I was thinking thinking along the same lines, like adopt, foster parent. Jeannie said foster parent.
Yeah, that's an excellent idea, sis.
Since they are so
adamant about having some grands or nieces or nephews.
But see, my understanding is they just want a temporary and then realize, oh, I don't want to do it, and send them back. See, with foster parenting or adoption, you can't send them.
Because you're getting that check. Yeah, but that check, that check.
Yeah, you could send them back, but so it's easier to deal with somebody that done had grands and you keep them a little bit.
Right.
And great niece and nephews, keep them a little bit.
Right.
Back. No. Well, yeah, we know. We know. And a lot, we don't really know the whole story or the psyche in these people, and we can only base it off of what is being told to us. And I think those are excellent suggestions.
Yeah.
And with them not thinking about it, it sounds like to me they just need a temporary fix.
Yeah, something to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because, sometimes you'll be like, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. Ooh, I want this, I want this. And sometimes when you get it, it's like, no, I really didn't want this. I was just going out on a whim.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Shamika Huffman? Welcome to the mailroom.
Congratulations on your new grandbaby.
Congratulations to you on your new grandboy. But like I said, sometimes we just we go through these emotions. We go through, because sometimes I want a pet. Sometimes I want a dog. But then sometimes I don't. It's like the commercial. Sometimes you feel like a nut and sometimes you don't. Almond Joy. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we go through these phases. We go through these cycles. We go through these feelings. And we go through these times of lack and deficit. And so we just speak things that we feel like would fill those voids for those moments without really taking time to consider. And I believe, this is my personal belief, I believe that sometimes when we go through those times like that, those cycles, it's really energy that's being released to us to create, to birth something that we haven't birthed yet. You know what I'm saying? Rather than having a child or children or nieces and nephews. No, it's time for you to give birth to something that you've been holding on to or holding back from for a long time.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because
a lot of times you done invested in your children and raising them and making sure they stay on the straight and narrow. So now they have an opportunity to procreate, right, so to speak, or create. And their mind is, because that those vibrations are in the atmosphere for them, they are leaning toward, oh, we need a child. And that's not some.
And it's not that you need a child. You need another job. You need another career.
Or you need a business.
Birth a business. I mean, that's like me. For me, before, and I don't know when grandchildren are going to come, because that's between God and whatever our children is doing. And I know they're doing it. I know they're doing it. Yes. But my thing is, I want to be able to have enough done and accomplished so that when my grandchildren do come, or my nieces and nephews, that I have something to deposit into them.
Oh, yeah.
Because for so long, we want people to have kids, but all they inherit is poverty. Mm-hmm. I don't want that to be my testimony. I want it to be, every time I got around G Daddy, he was always talking to me. He was always showing me something. He was always causing my understanding to be sharpened, my understanding to be enlightened and enhanced. Because that's how it was with my dad. Whenever my parents divorced and separate and divorced, every time we got visitation with my dad, or whatever it was, his weekend, it was always a weekend full of lessons. And sometimes at that moment, I didn't want to hear all that mess. But as I got older, and even after his death, I was appreciative of those times. It wasn't even about the check. It wasn't even about the child support money. It was about those intimate times of him, depositing into me as a man,
What's in those glasses?
Well, what's in mine? Nothing.
It's called cranberry.
Cranberry mango.
Oh, yeah, that's what it
is. So, yeah. So I don't believe there's anything wrong with desiring kids, grandchildren, or even desiring for your nieces or nephews to have, children. But even in that, what do you have to give to them or to those that are coming? You know what I'm saying? To deposit into their life,
right? To
enhance and to increase. Because a lot of times people are having kids just to be having kids, Like this one. That's foolishness. Mm-hmm. You are just out there busting it open. Wide open for anybody and everybody, and just popping out kids and, not taking care of them, not being a mother, not being a father to them, not nothing. So, and I don't like that. And that's a dangerous situation. I believe that we are to be fruitful and to multiply.
Right.
But we have a responsibility to take care of what comes out of us.
Right.
I believe whether it's children, whether it's a business, whether it's an idea, whether it's a book, we have responsibilities to take care of whatever comes out of us or whatever is birthed out of us. So, yeah.
And when we neglect that, then...
And when we neglect that, I believe that we dishonor, we bring us a certain level of dishonor to ourselves.
Right. And my thing is this, and I thought about this earlier whenever we got that email. I thought about me as a mother starting young. I didn't want that for our children. I wanted them to be able to do some things in life prior to having children. I think if folks would think that way first and not be selfish and worry about their own agenda, then they'll allow their children or grandchildren to do what they need to do, or the children and nieces and nephews do what they need to do. But he said, I'm glad I got kids.
He said, I'm glad our kids waited because we are in great financial state to do so much for them. We bought a larger home just for their comfort. Absolutely. And I understand that, and I applaud that. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't want nobody to be bringing and producing nothing right now because, you know, we push for space.
Right.
We have a full and a half bath. No, we need at least 2.5 or 3 full and a half bath rooms. So, yeah. You know, I got it squint. I'm reading right here. Gene said, so if they encourage this young adults to have these children, are they going to be there for everything other than to hear the sounds of small get running through that? Exactly. Are they going to be there to exactly? Are you want these grands, or you want these great nieces and great nephews? Are you going to be there for the responsibility that comes with raising and taking care of these children?
Or are you going to be the aunt and uncle after you to encourage them to have the children? Are you going to be that aunt and uncle talking about, they always trying to dump their kids off on us?
They always asking us to babysit. They always asking me to do this. They always asking for money. Well, you the one who wanted these great nieces and great nephews and grands.
Okay, as I said, my cranberry mango.
What's going on, Stacy K-Son? Pastor Stacy, my sister. So
yeah, so are you. And I think that's where the sister was mad at. Okay, you up here pushing this agenda on my children. First of all, my kids is X, Y, Z. They don't need, I'm sure this is the case. They don't need to be having nobody's children. They still staying with me. So that put the responsibility on me.
Right.
No.
We're not going through that. Nope.
Feet.
Because it's like they can't, you got a car, you have a vehicle, you ain't even changing the oil. You ain't rotating the tires.
Right.
You're not changing the filters.
Right. Regularly.
Regularly.
Yeah, no.
Why you need a kid?
No.
Why? Why do you need a kid? You ain't paying no light bill, no water bill, no Wi-Fi, no nothing. Why do you need a kid?
Why, honey?
You don't even buy food for yourself. You wait to come home and eat. Why do you need a kid?
Why?
Why do you need a kid? You waiting for your parents to still feed you. Why do you need a kid? Why? So, nope. Nope. Nope.
It's a negative.
You still want to go out and party. You want to still go out and twerk. You want to still go out and smoke. You still want to go out and turn up and all this other stuff. Why do you, and I'm not saying you can't do that and not have a kid.
Right.
But it seems to be that your priority is in another place.
And then on the flip side with this email, with their own children being professionals, they probably have not, since they're so smart and bright, they haven't figured out how to work that into the equation, as you said. So that's why they're not focused on that either.
Yeah.
And because you are being pushy and keep saying it, they're really not wanting to do it.
Right.
And that's how that works. Back off.
Yeah. It's like the sister, stay in your MF lane. I told y'all I wasn't going to cuss tonight.
What?
Stay.
You trying to turn new leaf tonight?
I don't know. In your MF lane. You know what I'm saying? So, stay in your lane and let these people do what they're doing. Jean said the mother may know more on what's going on in her children's life than the aunt and uncle do. The picture of life has a different view from the outside compared to the truth on the inside. You know, I like that. Yes. So insightful.
Yeah, your vernacular is just so.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. People get these biological urges, I guess. And I mean, you don't know what's going on. You don't know the details of what's going on. And because my thing is, how you gonna transport these children? Ain't nobody got no vehicle. How you gonna get back and forth to appointments? How you gonna get them to daycare? How you gonna afford daycare?
I'm sure this is the sister that got pissed off with the
she thinking all of this stuff.
Yeah, she done thought it all the way through and probably said, if you don't get
right. If you don't get G-I-T
with that nonsense, they are not ready. I don't know why you even trying to put that seed in their ear for them to go out there and get that started. No.
And I believe that's why it's important for us as individuals to accomplish our own personal goals and fulfill those areas that we may be lacking in, those empty areas. Fill those areas, accomplish those goals, people.
But when you're so consumed with I'll say they started young, having their children, and so consumed in keeping their family and making sure their children, they lost themselves, and this is a
way of finding themselves
and through somebody else's children, and
living vicariously through some. No, I don't need to live vicariously through anybody else. I want to have my own experiences. Firsthand. Me as an individual, I'm the type that I will probably and more than likely try anything one time, twice if I like it. So, yeah.
I'll watch you do it and I'll be like, nah, I don't want to.
Well, that ain't me. I'm talking about me. I will do it. I will try it once, twice, or 3 times if I like it.
Or just continue with it.
Right. Or just continue with it. I mean, it is what it is. So, I mean, but with us, we started something just late in life because we started having children early in life. Yeah. Started marriage early in life. And I mean, you don't got to squint like this right here, Lord.
I keep doing it.
Miss Katia Booker said, also, if you have children early, you still need to set some goals and accomplish them. Absolutely. Y'all better listen to Miss Booker, Mrs. Booker, because I'm telling you, you are not too old to accomplish goals. I'm telling you, we're trying to accomplish goals, set and accomplish goals, reasonable goals, even in our older age, because we're not old. I mean, hey, 45 and what? How are you? 43?
Yeah, that works.
43 and no.
That is right.
45.
Baby, don't 44, you do that to me tonight.
43.
Yes.
Yeah, 43. Yeah, okay. All right. Because we missed 43 some. Okay, yeah. But yeah, so I mean, we are still setting goals and accomplishing them. So Jeannie said the empty nest syndrome is hitting them hard. Yeah. It really is.
And what happens is while you are parenting and marrying, where you kind of lose the marrying part, y'all just be ships passing through the night.
Right. And you losing your relationship because you so concerned about having grandchildren or great grandnieces and nephews.
But I'm saying with them doing all that, they lost themselves. And at this point, you have to regain and refocus and reevaluate your whole totality of your relationship, because by raising kids, you're focused on that you've lost this.
Yeah, this is true.
And so with us, we have redirected our energy towards each other so that we're not even focused about our kids, if they having kids or not. We encourage.
Because at the end of the day, if they have some, it's still their responsibility. I'm not rescuing nobody. Nobody rescued us. Nobody rescued us. We made the decision to do it, and we did it, and we got what we got when we got it. So, I mean, I'm thankful for the help and all that, throughout the years, but at the end of the day, it was still our responsibility. Stacy said she is loving your nail polish.
Thank you, sis. I like it too. I get so many compliments, but I'm going to change it.
Mrs. Booker said children or marriage should not stop you from whatever you want to do in life. Absolutely.
It shouldn't, but however, what happens is our own insecurities and things that just rejections,
unresolved stuff,
issue from past prior to us getting to this point, kind of is what hinders us, and fears, and that's what hinders us and causes. And so we use children and marriage as our scapegoat, but it's really our own insecurities, our own things that has happened in our past that we need to deal with in order for us to create goals and accomplish those goals.
And it causes us to suffer in our marriage relationship because we have all of these unresolved things.
Yeah.
So, Jeannie said, take some trips, learn more of each other without children now. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
We like boomers.
Because you see a trend. You see a trend where people get together to get married, to have children. They lose themselves. They divorce. They remain friends. Some people remain friends. And then, it's like, man, I wish I would have known this person, but it's all about timing. Take your time with things,
Because I remember whenever we were younger in our marriage and how we just kept going through. And I believe it was my mom. She said, you two are meant to be together, but the timing is probably wrong. And I look back on it and I said, I understand what she was saying, in that you have to grow up sometimes. Well, not sometimes. You need to grow up and find that, you two are a match, and that way you'll be able to grow and do things together. But when you're younger, because you got so much going on mentally, trying to find yourself, trying to be whatever that person wants you to be, or you trying to find out where you fit in, or we had children at the time, trying to be that parent and trying to balance and not knowing how to balance. Not being taught how to balance because it wasn't a lesson.
Because you didn't never do nothing. You didn't never go nowhere unless it was with your people.
Yeah.
And
I was very sheltered.
So,
yeah, so you have to get there. Fear can hinder you, but fear is the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to deal with fear. And you got to deal with fear. And I think that every level of life, every level of success, every level of failure, you have to deal with that element of fear. The element of the unknown brings about a certain level of fear sometimes, but your faith will keep you, your faith will hold you, and your faith will not make you ashamed. And you'll never know what you can do until you do it. Because a lot of times we sit back and we worry about, well, what about this? Well, what about, you ain't even done nothing yet. What is you doing all this worrying for? You ain't done nothing yet. And see, that's when you step out on faith and you see that it was easier than what you even anticipated. It was much easier, not without difficulty or not without a trying or opposition, but you'll see that, it wasn't even as bad as I thought it was, as I conjured up in my mind to be.
Right.
So you got to deal with the element of fear.
And I think that's what's going on with that couple. They fear that they don't have a purpose.
Because my thing is this, if they have children who are grown and out, why y'all ain't taking time to invest in each other? Why you ain't trying to find a new wife or new husband in the old one apart from your children? Because I'm going to be trying to live my best life.
I'm trying to see what...
Don't come over, wait till the holidays.
I'm trying to see what it can do.
So, I mean, and to each his own, but I'm just saying, there are some things personally that they need to deal with and redirect their focus. I think that's what needs to happen. Their focus needs to be redirected, and
because that empty nest makes you say, oh my God, what am I going to do now?
Yeah, what are we going to do now? So we don't have the children running in behind them, making sure they got this, making sure they got that, making sure they're doing this, making sure their clothes are clean, making sure their food is prepped, making sure they get to this place on time.
We don't have that. So
you can inhale and exhale now. I mean, I'm looking forward to that day. That great day.
Date again. Find out. Because we change over time. So with that being said, there's a new person that you have not seen or realized that existed. Or you can rekindle those things that happened when you first started dating.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So find out what it is.
Yeah.
What's there that you have overlooked and haven't seen because you were so engulfed in providing and raising your children. Because a lot of times that's what happens. We lose ourselves in providing and taking care of family, and that's what happens when the men end up stepping out because we're so engulfed in raising and taking care of our children. We don't pay them any attention, or our attention is limited. So, and that's why men become jealous of the children because their wives are so engulfed in what their children is doing.
Mothers become mothers can become jealous of their daughters or relationship with the children too.
Yeah, because the husband or sports, he's all into sports and he's always doing that. So yeah, find out, rekindle that, and you won't be worried about no grandchildren because it's you and them living your best life. Travel the world, take some trips. You ain't got nothing to worry about.
Exactly. Run around the house butt naked, and in the words of the good old, God rest his soul, Bernie Mac, good living.
Bucket naked.
Bucket naked, good living. So that's all I have.
Yeah, that's it. I'm
not going to prolong it. Thank you all for tuning in and for your participation. Let's keep the conversation going down in the comments. We respond to comments after the live is over with. We encourage it. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, this baby fever, take you some aspirin. Take you some aspirin or whatever for this baby fever. and stay in your lane.
Right.
And, you know, and redirect that energy. Redirect that energy. It's not saying that it's bad or that it's off, but just redirect that into something else in your personal life that can be accomplished. So,
yeah, invest in each other.
Invest in each other. Yeah.
All right, guys, that's all for tonight. It's been real.
Yep.
It's been fun.
Again, if you want a t-shirt, by all means, inbox us, email us at officialmossmill@gmail.com. Let us know your size. We'll give you the Cash App information so that we can secure that transaction so that we can either get the shirt to you, because we do have a few on hand. And if we don't have your size, we'll just have to put it on in order for it. We'll make sure that we get that to you. We do have an event that's in the works, that's being planned, and we would love to have all of you to come and to participate and have a packed place for this event. But the details are going to come when everything is settled and secured. Yeah.
That's all.
Right. If you have a topic or a subject that you would like to contribute to Moss Mill Live, that you would like for us to open up in the mailroom, email us, message us, and we'll be more than happy to accept that. All right?
Right. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun.
Yeah. And more than likely, we may come back to you later on this weekend. We don't know if a special edition on something. We don't know. We'll see. Mm-hmm. And we're not going to make no promises that we can't keep. But yeah, until next time, do something to enhance, to educate, and to empower yourselves. All right. Good night, everybody. Mwah. How are we going to end this, Coast?
Where's the movie?